this wing off. All right, chop it up. All right, as you can see, I am making some progress with cutting up and deboning this chicken because I had to take the bones out. I'm not throwing the bones away. I am saving the bones. I have to tear that up. I'm saving the bones, and I'm just roughly chopping this because it is gonna sit in my crock pot and probably, you know, get soft and do all the things. So this is just to make sure that it is gonna break down good in my crock pot. I took the bones out. I didn't throw the bones away. We are gonna save the bones for a broth of some kind. Again, all right, now that our chicken is all cut up, we are getting ready to put stuff in our crock pot. So we are not adding any salt because a lot of the items we have salt in them. We will do salt at the very end. So let's add a half a stick of butter to the crock pot. It has been sitting on high for maybe 10 minutes, so it is very warm. Let's throw our butter in there. Okay, I lied. This is a 1/4 cup. So this is 4 tablespoons of butter. It is salted butter because that's what I got. That's what we're gonna use. Again, we are using what we have. And because this chicken is cold, it's easy to just peel the skin off because we don't want the skin in our chicken Alfredo. So we are just peeling off the skin, and because it's cold, it's easy to peel it off. Also, I know that we are about to be in no stamps November. I keep hearing that everywhere. We don't get food stamps. I wish we did, but we don't. But if you still have money left on your food stamp card in November, you can get a cold chicken from Walmart and do the same thing. This is a hot chicken that I bought, and then I waited for it to get cold. But you could buy it with your food stamps. So there's a little tip for you. You could buy this cold chicken from Walmart with your food stamps. I'm not sure where the cold chickens live, but I'm sure if you ask somebody at Walmart, they will tell you. All right, let's get this cut up. Next up is the minced garlic. Again, we got it from the Dollar Tree. It is minced garlic in water, which I do love because it's not oily, and you just scoop your garlic out. Put it in your crock pot. I'm using a heaping tablespoon. As you can see, that butter is already melting. Throw that in there. All right, we're gonna stir this around a little bit, but then we are also going to add some flour to this butter. It will thicken up whatever we put in here. All right, so we got the garlic down in there, and we got the butter that is melting. Let's get some flour. All right, we got 2 tablespoons of flour. We are literally just putting that at the bottom of the crock pot. Again, just stirring all that in there, all that goodness. We're not adding any seasonings just yet. It's already making a roux because that butter is melting. Can you guys see that roux? All right, it's already making a roux. And there is that. That butter will melt down. Okay. Next, we are going to add our pesto, okay? Just 1 tablespoon of pesto down in there. Now, if you don't know what pesto is olive oil, basil, cashew nuts, some cheese, some milk, some salt. So there's some flavor in here, okay? We are, again, using what we have. Now you can tell that's pretty color. All right, it's doing something in there. All right, wonderful. Now we are going to add about a cup of chicken broth. Just 1 cup. Okay. Cup of chicken broth. Just throw it all in your crock pot. All right, because your noodles need seasoning and they also need to cook the most because they are raw, you're going to put your noodles in there. And you're going to stir it up. Try to get them coated well in that seasoning. All right, we're going to throw our chicken in the crock pot. Great. Now for the spinach. Like I said, we are going to rinse and drain this and then put it in there. Let's do that. Okay, so we rinsed and drained our spinach. Now, if you have fresh spinach, you can use that. I'm just using what I have in the fridge. In the pantry. I also have fresh spinach, but I'd rather use it for my kids' smoothies in the morning. So we're going to use pantry staple items in a crock pot dish all day. All right, spinach is in there. Now let's add some liquid. So I'm going to add 2 cups of water. This is to make my chicken broth stretch. So I put 2 cups of water down on the inside of here. And then I'm going to put another cup, 1 cup of chicken broth on top of that 2 cups of water. Because remember, we want to coat our noodles. They need to cook. All right, so that is not a lot of liquid. But we also want this thick and creamy, so we don't want a lot of liquid. We want things to cook down. I'm going to add 1 more cup of chicken broth. Actually, I lied. It's a half a cup. About a half a cup. Because that's what I got. Okay. Now, let's season. Alrighty. Okay, you can season to your heart's content, but this is what we're using. So we're using onion powder, garlic powder.
I could have did without that half a
cumin,
cup because I had to
just a dash,
thicken it at the end. And I probably could have used less liquid. Just enough
pepper, Italian seasoning. I love me some Italian, so Italian seasoning. And some basil. And we're going to give that a stir. Now, you might be saying, that's not enough liquid in there, Isabel. Be patient, my dear. We got this. All right, give that a stir. Give it a stir. Give it a stir. All right, make sure that your noodles are still down in there because it needs to be covered. All right. So that was our first round of seasoning. Let's add our jar sauce. Okay, we have a jar of classic Alfredo sauce. We're going to throw that in there. Don't forget you want to get the creamy goodness out the bottom, but first, stir that. This is where the rest of your round of liquid comes in because you're going to add water to this to get the creamy goodness from the inside of that. All right, so far so good. Let's get some water. All right, so we got some water in here. We're gonna get the creamy goodness out the bottom and we're gonna put that in our pan. Look at all the goodness that's left. So, baby, use it all up. Use it all up. Don't waste nothing. In this economy,
again, I could have used less water because I had to thicken at the end.
In there.
Do what your heart desires.
Creamy.
But if you don't want to do more work,
so we're going to season one
step.
more time. This is, everything in here is cooked. Nothing is raw. So taste your food. Okay, let's see what we need. Let me get a little taste. Honestly, that doesn't need anything. I could taste all of the seasoning in there. It tastes delicious. It doesn't even need salt. Praise the Lord. All right, so this is gonna sit. This is gonna sit on high for 1 hour. And then you're gonna turn it down to low and let it simmer for as long as your heart desires. Go get your kids, go do laundry, go do something. Because baby, this dinner is done. I started at 2 o'clock. It is currently 2:20. It will take you 20 minutes to dice, do all the things, throw it in your crock pot, set it and forget it. All right, guys, let's see how this turns out. Okay, here we are at an hour, almost 2 hours in, because it's 4:12. We put this on high at 2:20. Now, my noodles do look like they are pretty al dente, which is great, but it's a little bit soupy and I don't love that. So I'm going to probably make a cornstarch roux and put it in here so I could thicken this up. But so far so good. All right, so let's start our garlic bread now that our chicken Alfredo is thick and creamy. Let's work on garlic bread.